quite a good deal lower.
And Stephen, let's talk about GameStop's wild ride. So the video game retailer, and this kind of goes to some of what Dennis was talking about, broadly speaking, the video game retailer jumping to new records yesterday, fueled by investors on Reddit, encouraging each other to back the stock as short sellers covered their positions. So when you short a stock, to cover it, you have to buy it back. Shares more than doubled at one point, finishing the day up 18%. This is kind of, it involves like Robinhood, Reddit, and other, say, chat rooms about stocks. What do you make of this?
And I know a lot of other people have talked about it, but I really want to make sure your viewers really understand what's going on. And
yes.
You just touched on it. You've got people getting together. It's modern day pump and dump. It's all it is. It's people getting together saying we're going to gang up on this stock because it's got a lot of short sellers. Short sellers have to cover, market maker pays it to them, pushes the price up. More people then jump in. Market maker has to cover it, pushes it up more. Then the market maker's out of shares. He has to buy some, pushes up more, and it just cycles and it cycles and it cycles. And it's just fake. There's no fundamentals behind it, zero fundamentals behind this on any level whatsoever. And people are going to get burned. You're seeing the same thing like Kodak. It happened a few weeks ago with Kodak, up 400%. Dying business, dying industry, up 400%. GameStop, unless you think people are really truly going to start buying physical games again and then needing a place to return it, there's nothing to it. It's like Blockbuster. Go buy Blockbuster stock if you really truly believe in that business model. So the thing is, people are going to get burned. And the ones who are, I'm talking to these people who buy the S&P 500, they're like, I'm diversified. S&P 500, NASDAQ, growth index. The problem is they all invest in the same thing. Your first guest was talking about the same thing. It's all concentrated on just a few speculative things that are driven up by a lot of options and some fake things going on, and they're going to get burned. And that's what bothers me, and that's why I'm kind of fired up about this, is because people, those passive investors are the ones who are going to get burned on it, not the Reddit ones who are just playing these silly games. So if you're investing, make sure you actually know what you're investing in. And if you want to go do this other stuff, go to the casino like your first guy was saying.
But there's another way to look at this, and that's the little guys taking on the big guys and the institutions. There was a story that was written in the National Review that said this. I think that the Reddit short squeeze play is a public service overall. If your institution is shorting a stock so moronically that a few dudes with tiny accounts can make you pay out millions to them in gains, you and your institution are idiots, not them.
So the money goes to the dudes.
Do you really think that GameStop is worth 10 times what it was worth a few weeks ago? Do you really think that business model, does anyone think that business model is sustainable? Or is this just a short-term gain?
And yes, I'm not advocating this.
I'm just... In the 80s, when people were doing the pump and dump and they would get on the phones and it was just a few dudes on the phones pushing up stocks and going crazy. Now they just have the same few dudes, they just got a different medium. They're sitting in Reddit or whatever chat room they're sitting in and talking about the same stuff. It doesn't make it make sense.
I'm going to give Ryan the final